most debaters and commentators are elitists who tell average Americans from their ivory towers what to think.
I don't think she should hold the paper up like this. Like, I think it should be down. Which, shouldn't you memorize it if you have been invited onto a debate against Anna Kasparian, who is like, she's her, she's that girl?
And how to feel. My answer to this question not only comes from covering
In this essay, I will.
current events and researching the facts, data, and feminism has given women power, and power corrupts. And that's what's happening.
Well, so if power corrupts, baby girl, why don't you talk about men being corrupt?
Feminism is robbing men of their disposable income and their prime earning years. Feminism has empowered women. It has empowered women to be sexually promiscuous.
I think if anybody's like mismanaging their money, it's kind of on them, right? It's not on the people around them. Men who were supposedly in their prime earning years, wasting their money on whores, sounds like a personal problem. It honestly sounds like a skill issue. Like, it's like if I was upset at TJ Maxx for existing because I always want to go there and buy crap. Sorry, CRAP.
Feminists say that they fought for women to not subject themselves to the approval of men. Why then are 5 to 10%?
But I do think she is kind of like Gollum. You know how Gandalf says, like, Frodo says when they're in the Mines of Moria, he says, it's a pity that Bilbo didn't kill Gollum when he had the chance. And Gandalf says, pity. Yes, it was pity that stayed Bilbo's hand. And Gollum does deserve pity. And he has yet a part to play in this adventure. It's giving Gollum hardcore, like, she has yet a part to play. But we don't know yet what it is. And it's almost like she makes the argument for the other side look so bad that how could you believe it?
1 of 3 women will catch an STD at some point in their lifetime.
Why are these like material facts?
Paternity fraud is unpunished in any state in the USA or any.
I don't think that's real. Not out here committing paternity fraud. And if you as a man are in position to not know whether that is your child or not, like, I don't feel bad for you. Because what happens more of the time is dads skipping out, just completely being losers.
Also have to pay for that kid's college. That is slavery and is forbidden under the 13th Amendment. 1/3 of paternity tests are negative.
So she is an MRA in a woman's body.
Feminism has empowered
because this is the kind of stuff that they fantasize about.
Women to rob men of their time, their resources, their reputation, their children, and in the most extreme cases, their lives.
Oh, he liked that. That's embarrassing for him that he did that.
This through child support, alimony, false allegations, and paternity fraud. How many people in this arena have a brother?
They, aka the enemy, women. It's like, why would you like try to entice men into feeling like the central object of their desire is actually their enemy? And so they should exist in this dichotomy of love and hate with them. If you consume this Pearl content and you get MRA brained, you think all women are trying to hoodwink you. You're just not getting to enjoy life and genuine human connection because you're thinking that like people are out to get you. And what really motivates her to have this antagonism towards women? What is producing this? Just desire for money, the awareness of the niche? What if she just discovered the niche and she doesn't have much interest in like true soul searching or authenticity, and she's just gonna beat this dead horse until it stops spitting out money? And maybe she's just like screening the men in her life to figure out what should my opinions be that will get me listeners, that will make me dollars. Because I just cannot believe that she genuinely holds these beliefs. It seems like an amalgamation of all the most cartoonish, dark, incel thoughts out there. Why
To
are they
leave the marital
pulling?
home and live out of his car. The divorce took away his home, his children.
So, anecdotal evidence of a guy who had a bad divorce. So, I worked at a grocery store once, and several men fell in love with me. Whoops. And they see me outside of work at like an event in town, and like one after the other, I'm hearing all these divorce stories about how like evil their ex-wife is. And honestly, like men are so ready to tell you these stories. I grew up with a dad who like all he did was talk about how evil my mom was and how she had screwed him over. And it's like, you really have a victim mentality right now. You really have decided that your whole life has been ruined by another person. You really put yourself in a situation where you chose to be married, and then you decided you were a victim in your marriage, and then your marriage ended and you're still being victimized by that experience today. You're not going to continue to live your life. You're not going to do anything else. You're going to spout off to anyone who will listen how your ex-wife ruined your life. This person who you chose to be married to, who you loved. Like, your marriage failed and it wasn't pretty and in the end, and now you cannot stop thinking about it. It's fan behavior. It's like you still love your ex-wife, basically, like, and your whole life is ruined because you're not with her, and how, petty she was. Like, and if you believe these stories, you have to understand that you're listening to one perspective. And if you heard the other perspective, you'd learn a lot of other things. That's what the painful lesson I had to learn as a kid growing up with a dad who could not stop talking about how evil my mom was. Like, I could be Pearl if I didn't have a frontal lobe. You know what I mean? Like, divorced guy thing. It's a thing. Divorced women be like that about their ex-husbands too. Like, but I don't center my whole worldview around how women be talking about their ex-husbands. What creates content and generates interest is this almost speciated opinions. You know what I mean by that? Like, opinions that have been pulled out of their natural context, moved out of relation to like the whole world that they exist within, and then give it like pumped up to become these like red letter opinions that jump off the page. Like, men are blank, women are blank. This whole, it's sad. It's sad that this is the crux of her argument because she's going to lose.
For 50-50 custody. Terrence was called a murderer and an assassin in open court and was given 96 hours a month with his children.
For him to have his whole life splayed out like this on the internet just as a prop for a worthless conversation.
Why am I telling you this? Because men and American veterans are put in this position because of the empowerment that feminists like Anna have pushed for. There are millions of men that have died in this country from the political power that feminism pushes since 1970, an estimated.
Where feminism kills men, literally. Because then they get sad when they get divorced, and then they kill themselves. It's such a fake opinion.
1.6 million men have committed suicide.
Time. Stop there.
If feminists cared about equality, why aren't they fighting for equality in divorce and family court as hard as...
Why is he letting her talk? She has nothing material to say.
They are fighting for...
I would turn off her mic. I'd go over and grab it and say, no, no, no. No, baby.
Can you cite some actual studies that look at these statistics and back up what you say in regard to the outcomes of marriage and divorce in America?
41% of 109 rape cases reported to police in a Midwestern city were admitted to be false by complainants.
In one Midwestern city?
And that was not about divorce. She's not able to produce the data to support generally the anecdote that she just shared.
And which Midwestern city was that?
You know, you can go from your ivory tower and
I'm not in an ivory tower. I'm on this debate stage interrogating your assertions, and you've only provided an anecdote.
Right.
Because if you look at the data, which I did, of course, you'll find that women are twice as likely to fall into poverty.
Pearl is beta. She's going to end up kissing the boot, the alpha Anna boot.
Alimony and medical care and dental are not covered by that, so a lot of times it does go above 50%. Again, you can go through the facts, the data, and the statistics and manipulate them any way that you want.
It's not
But
manipulation. Those are the stats.
There are 1.6 million men in this country. Men are 9 times more likely to commit suicide after a divorce.
Compared to women, what's the number for women?
It's lower.
Really? What
It's lower. That's all I know.
is it?
It's giving I'm not very prepared, and I don't actually really believe what I'm saying because she appears visibly uncomfortable. And I think if you're on fire for your beliefs and they're held in your heart, you don't kind of cringe through expressing them because you believe them. I mean, you could say that's a discomfort with debate because you're just more used to being like surrounded by yes men and yes women and OnlyFans girls. I don't know. She doesn't look like someone who is embodying her beliefs in good faith.
And no, my husband is number one. I love my career, but you know what my career did? When I met my husband, my career was already established. He, on the other hand, was couch surfing, he was in debt, and didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. I married him anyway. You want to know why? Because I had the economic freedom to marry for love, not for some Chad to take care of me.
How tall is he?
So this idea that men are being fed that they have to like have achieved a lot of things before they can be in relationship is patently false, and most men know that unless they're falling down a rabbit hole of despair in consuming this content.
Do you think you're helping men by discouraging them from entering fulfilling marriages?
What happens to men if they don't pay child support?
I mean,
that wasn't an answer to the question.
What happens, Anna?
How many men do you think get
What
arrested?
happens to
I don't know
men
what the
when they
number
don't
is. But the idea that
Also,
there's like
she's
a
not the
huge
person
number
who's
of
supposed to
men
be
getting
answered.
arrested for not doing what.
That was so much crosstalk. I'm sorry. When they don't answer the question, but they ask another question, it's because they understand that asking a question is a position of power in any conversation. And so, but I think it's actually a sign of weakness when you are unwilling to step back for a second and receive a question and bat it back. Every time you dodge a question, it's a hole.
60% of kids under 5 have daycare. Daycare is an option now. You wanted to be men.
Do you know how much daycare costs?
You wanted to be men. Here
Do you know how much daycare costs? Do you think it's free?
Let her answer. Let her answer.
She does seem to think that daycare is free. Like who is paying for that daycare? Daycare is extremely expensive. You take on a responsibility when you have a child. And just because you are no longer with the mother doesn't mean that responsibility disappears. And it doesn't mean that you get to exist outside of any and all relationship to the mother either. Like, you had a child with that person. They are inextricably intertwined in your life forever. They're the mother of your child.
A lot of things are expensive, Anna. I mean,
That's not an answer.
Women have 85% of consumer spending. Women spend money all the time. You spend money on hair dye, you spend money on Botox, you spend money.
You should think about it.
Yikes.
I sure am.
You spend money all of the time.
Yep.
So you want to
Okay, I'm having a flashback. So when I was applying for the job at the grocery store, I hit like a low in my life. And I was like, no matter what, I'm taking this job, right? I need the money now. And the high up guy happened to be visiting the store at that time. He wouldn't usually be there, right? And he starts just spouting off about how women love to spend money just out of pocket. Like, what is going on in this guy's marriage that he has to talk to me, a random woman, about how we love to spend money, and that's why I'm probably applying for this job? Men also spend money? Like, what's going on?
Here it is. You're equal. Pay for daycare.
Equality means that when you have a child, or children, you're both responsible. So the idea that the woman should take 100% of the costs on herself without any help from her husband or ex-husband is ridiculous. How is that fair?
Well, how is it fair that he doesn't get 50-50 custody?
Well,
Where
there
have
was a
feminists
study.
been? I've been
Let
on
me answer your
20
question, even though I
different-
should be interrogating you. I'll answer your question. Massive study out of Massachusetts that looked at 24,000 divorces. In those 25 divorces, they found that in only 8% of cases did men ask for custody.
There is a time investment that women do that does cut into their ability to establish a career. And often there's this like investment in a man as a provider as opposed to an investment in your career. And then you are transitioning into full-time caregiving, you are pregnant, you give birth, you're postpartum and recovering, you're taking care of an infant, and then you potentially having more children. And it's kind of just like the punches keep coming and you keep rolling with it. And then if you get divorced, you have this huge gap in employment and you still have childcare to think about and you have no savings and you don't have financial literacy because it hasn't been your responsibility. It hasn't been your ball game. You've been playing a different ball game. You know ball, but you don't, know that ball. And so, I mean, like, Pearl just needs to like step outside of her perspective and stop LARPing as a man.
By getting a job just like the men.
Women work. We do work. But have you had children, Pearl? Do you know what it's like to work when you are also breastfeeding? When you are also responsible for cooking every meal and cleaning the home? And
So you're saying that
I do feel like people who don't have children do not understand what they're talking about. And so it's weird that these two people who don't have children like are debating over like alimony and child support payments and like whether women should just like figure out how to make a salary while taking care of the kids.
recent job history is just going to willy-nilly enter the job force,
Exactly.
or workforce, I should say, and easily get hired. Do you guys care
Men
about
do
this?
it.
So do you care about the children?
Yeah, while paying for daycare so that she can go work, so she can make cents on the dollar, and they can live in poverty the rest of their lives. And the dad does what? Like starts a new family?
The
What are you, a
poor
woman? That's an
husband, the
emotional
poor
argument.
ex-husband who doesn't want to pay the child support, doesn't want
What are you, a woman? Pearl thinks it is a bad thing to be a woman.
Men
Really?
are fighting to be a part of their kids' lives.
What's the empirical data on that?
I don't need data. How many people in here have had a family or a friend fight for their kid and not be able to get it? The reason...
I don't need data. I get to just say things, and I'm believed. I don't need data. I don't need data. I have my beliefs. This scenario we're getting ensnared in, it's like we're fighting through an imaginary divorce right now instead of having a conversation. And everything that has to do with Pearl, all of her content, it's just so low frequency. You have to lower yourself. You have to like engage with the most tripe talking points. And then she provides no substance for the claims she makes. But then they're still talking in circles about it because this is content. It's false and generated. And Anna is a strong debater and she's making great points, but she's still like had to lower herself to have this conversation. Again, I don't think there was much substance to it. I don't think Pearl has changed any of her talking points since I last interacted with her content. I don't think she has evolved. I am not holding my breath for her to evolve. Anna's lovely. She did a great job, especially considering the gremlin talking points she was having to engage with and the low bar of research that just probably things had done. Yeah, I would much rather play Fortnite than listen to that. There is there was really no point in applying my attention to it. I have much better things to do with my time. I don't think she's real. I just feel she's content. And there are lots of people who their whole platform and their whole persona is a character they play. I have to assume she's playing a character. It's an uncomfortable character to play. It's not like, it doesn't seem authentic to who she is.